Good afternoon, yogis. Welcome to Team Stretch. Just a nice 15 to 20-minute break from your day, relieve all the tension, aches, and pains. Today, specifically, we're going to be dealing with wrists, neck, and shoulders. So those are three things that I've been focusing on myself. If you've been following Team Stretch, you know that I've been dealing with some wrist pain. So we have ruled out carpal tunnel. New theory is that we're dealing with tendonitis. So I have been seeing, my general practitioner. I saw a neurologist, got some nerve testing done. That was good. Orthopedist, massage therapist, chiropractor. So I'm just so grateful that I'm at a point in my life where, I can have this whole team behind me. That hasn't always been the case. I went most of my adult life without health insurance. So yoga has always been a tool under my belt. So regardless of your situation, if you're dealing with aches and pains, similar or other places of your body, as always, just kind of listen to yourself and what feels good and right. So with that being said, we are going to be primarily seated for today. You may want a strap, also a block or a prop just to sit up on to elevate the hips could be useful. We'll go ahead and get started. I do have Miss Pepper here with us today, so she doesn't mind. I'm gonna steal her spot. Now you can stay full salute. Love it. All right, so we're gonna find just a nice, easy crisscross applesauce. You may want a folded blanket propped up underneath the hips. Really, you want to make sure that you have your two sit bones grounded, so you can kind of lift up, rock side to side, pull away some of that lusciousness if you need. Low belly and ribs stapled down, heart lifted, shoulders back, and crown of the head to the sky. So let's just start off by letting go of anything leading up to this moment. We'll find our 3 rounds of cleansing breaths. Maybe close the eyes and center yourself. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Do that again. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, sigh it out. Last and final release, nice slow, low belly inhale, inflating diaphragm, ribs, heart, lungs, top of the throat. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, let it go. You can keep your eyes closed or slowly float them open, hands on knees. We're just gonna start to shrug into the shoulders, invite a little bit of mobility here. So maybe starting with that direction that feels natural to you. And go ahead and reverse, take those shrugs on the other side. Keeping that breath nice and steady. So start to cultivate equal part inhale, equal part exhale. Relax the shoulders down the back. We're going to start with a little side body stretch. So you can walk your left hand out. Inhale that right arm high to the sky. And then exhale and start to bow over. Be mindful if that hip is trying to pick up, go ahead and pull it down. Let's see if you can lift and create space between your rib cage. Couple breaths here. Inhale, straighten, keeping that arm to the sky. Go ahead and bring it out in front of you so that wrist is in line with shoulder, and then cross it over your body. Create a nice figure 4 stretch here. Be mindful to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Keeping the spine tall. As you breathe in, kind of imagine the crown of the head reaching to the sky. And as you exhale, just find a little bit of ease, imagining that tension kind of melting away. We're going to keep this hand across the body, just bring it to the knee for a nice twist, nice and tall with the inhale. And exhale, roll it open. Looking to rotate from the thoracic spine or your rib cage. Continuing to grow tall as you breathe in. As you exhale, hold this space or start to look over your back shoulder. Slow release with your exhale back to center. Both hands on the knees. We're gonna find some seated cat and cow so you can kind of use your hands to pull and anchor you down. As you inhale, bow the heart forward. So I'll turn to the side just so you can kind of see that extension and flexion. So we're inhaling in a back bend. And then exhale, round and pull, curling in. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale back, in through the nose, out from the nose, in equal measure. A few more. And then relax back towards center, finding that tall spine again, low ribs down, heart lifted. I'll turn back so you can see me. Just for the sake of balance in the hips, let's switch the cross of the ankles. Realign yourself as you may need. We'll do that little warm up on the other side. So right hand out, light on those fingertips. Inhale, left arm high to the sky, breathing in. And exhale, bow it open. Pulling that left hip crease down. Just being mindful to create that space with each inhale. Looking for more lift than bow. Slowly lift back up. We'll keep that arm up and then perpendicular. So nice inline wrist and shoulder. Pull it across the body and create that figure four stretch. Going tall with the inhale. Relaxing. Dropping the shoulders with the exhale. And a couple more breaths here. Releasing that hand across the body for your twist. So growing nice and tall, breathe in. And then exhale, start to unwind. And finding most of this movement where we have the most flexibility for twisting in the thoracic spine, or you can think of that as the heart space, the rib cage. Breathing in to grow tall. As you exhale, either hold this space or start to look over your back shoulder. And slowly exhale to release, hands on knees. We'll do those cat and cows again, just to bring some mobility back into the spine. You're finding this moment to reconnect back with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale back. Once you feel nice and even, we're going to switch our leg placement coming up into Virasana. So actually, let's do high kneeling first. So that's on the knees, just like so. I'm going to scoot back just so you can see me. If you need cushion for the knees, again, feel free just to unroll your folded blanket and place it accordingly. So we're going to open up the shoulders, working on a little bit of strength before we move on to the wrist. So the goal here is to move the two shoulder blades of the spine, the scapula bones, closer towards each other, almost like butterfly wings. So we're going to do that by inhaling, lifting the arms up, same alignment with the spine, low belly down, and then exhale and goal post the arms. So elbows in line with wrists, and see if you can squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take a breath in here, release the hands by the side. We'll do two more just like that. So inhale, arms to the sky, maybe a gaze follows this time. Exhale, goal post the arms. Breathe in, hold and squeeze. Exhale, hands by the side. One last go. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, squeeze. Holding for the inhale. Exhale, hands by the side. All right, so we feel that tension of pulling in. That's going to really help us here. You can stay in high kneeling. I'm going to come down into Virasana, so that's an option if you want to sit back onto the heels. Mostly this is just going to help with my camera angles, but of course it'll be a nice stretch for the quadriceps here. If you would like to place a blanket block between your heels, that can be a nice little cushion, bring the ground to you. So we're going to inhale, lift the arms back up to the sky, fingertips stretching up, and then I want you to kind of create teardrop shapes with your hands. So bringing the fingertips to touch, relax the shoulders and squeeze them down onto the back. All right. So we got almost like little bird heads here. I want you to drop the beaks down and continue to stretch the back of the wrist towards the sky. Shoulder blades are engaged, low belly is in, and back is flat. So we're not back bending here. Hopefully that feels nice and good. Now, best part here is let your birds look to the right, look to the left, go side to side a couple times. Now give those birds some googly eyes, roll the wrists all around. Sound effects are optional. Caw-caw. Beautiful, slowly release and just kind of shake that out as you relax the shoulders back down. All right, so we're gonna take that right hand out. It's kind of like stop in the name of love. Take the opposite hand and peel the fingertips back towards you. So we do have the shoulder in line with wrist here. It's not a forceful movement. We're just gently pulling. Creating a little flexion in the wrist here. Stretching. All right, bend at the elbow, keeping that hand here. And just kind of open and close. Get a little bit of blood flow back. So we're going to stretch at the thumb. So we're just going to take the thumb and just gently pull it back and away from the pointer finger. So you don't want to find any kind of pain here, but just a little bit of a stretch. And slowly release and just kind of allow the thumb to relax and go back into that original point. Close the fist and just find some rotations of the wrist. Maybe get some good pops in, I always do. All right, to the other side. So left hand out. Holding the fingertips back towards the face gently. Keeping that breath nice and steady as always. You may find one side is tighter than the other, depending on how you operate. You're right or left-handed. Any repetitive movements with one hand. I'm going to bend the elbow and bring that hand back towards the body. Open and close the fist. Just pumping some blood flow in. Every time you release, just allow it to be kind of like a gentle. Stretching the thumb away from the forefinger. And then slowly just release and allow the thumb to kind of naturally reset in a relaxed position. Once it's there, you can close the fist and find some circles. So if you are still in high kneeling, you're welcome to come down at this point. If this has been too much time on the heels, feel free just to come back into that crisscross applesauce. We're going to clasp both hands in front of us and just create some nice figure eights. Pull the palms away from each other, do a little wave. Do it in the other direction. Lift the palms so that the thumbs are down and push them away from you. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Again, pulling down those ribs. And exhale, release. Okay, one last little move here. I'm gonna come off of my props. Do a crisscross applesauce again. Any way that is comfortable for you. We just want that tall spine. You may want to have a strap here if you're not able to access your hands behind your back. We're going to open up those collarbones, open up the arms, spreading your wingspan nice and wide, and then pull the hands and clasp them towards each other. So this is where you're really trying to pull those shoulder blades onto the back. If for some reason you don't have a strap, you can start with just trying to stack the palms here. If you've got your yoga mudra bind, see if you can lift it away from the body. Three breaths. Feel free to keep this bind. If it's too much, come to that stacking pattern. We're going to open up neck a little bit. Just start by dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder. Moving a millimeter at a time, so you can take the gaze slightly towards the right corner. Stretching that sternocleidomastoid. My most favorite anatomy words. It's just so bizarre. With sternum to the mastoid process. Kind of chest to chin. Rolling the chin in slightly, slowly, down towards the bottom corner of that right side. Slowly dropping the chin in towards center. We're just going to roll over towards the left. So starting at that bottom corner. And a couple breaths there. And slowly beginning that rotation up, ear to shoulder. And then lifting the chin. Left corner. You can keep your hands behind you. You can switch the cross of the thumbs or bring the hands to the lap if you've had enough. And we'll just take a few more moments here to explore intuitively. You notice a side that's particularly tight needs a little bit more of attention. More deep breaths, and feel free to hang out. Finding balance, if you paused on one side, take a few breaths on the other. And finally, meeting in center, chin towards chest, lift your gaze. So extend the legs out in front of us as we've had them pinned under us most of the time, and just think of them a pitter patter. Maybe bend the knees and windshield wiper side to side. Any movement you need to get the blood flowing. Meet and seated staff pose, legs extended, sit bones grounded. Again, if you need to rock side to side, do what you need. Take a moment here, pull the shoulders back, close the eyes. Maybe set an intention for the rest of the day. Whatever it may be. Meet with hands at heart center, eyes soft or closed. Both the light and the dark that reside within me, honor and recognize that within each and every one of you. Namaste.